More low trading volume, lowest it's been in 7 days. Market's on stranglehold, waiting for Powell. DXY skyrocketing plus 2% and now coming back down. I believe the DXY is really important for crypto traders to look at. A lot of crypto we're finding is being traded by the traditional market sector. A lot of stock traders are in it. And so I think they're carrying in a lot of the habits, right? And regardless of what we believe in crypto being a hard asset, being a real item, being inflationary resistant, I think a lot of the crypto market still has a lot of the traditional habits. So let's jump right in. Let's look at Bitcoin. So really soft resistances lying around here. We just crossed out of it. A lot of our metrics are reading out short on losses, weighing a little bit even, but we're seeing some breaking to the upside on the wins. 53% more or less downside, about 55% on the long term on the day. For Ethereum, even after the merge, we're not seeing a lot of action. There's a high synchronicity, so a lot of small traders still working together, but the low synchronicity side, these are probably likely big traders, major hands, the whales, and they're not running with the pack right now. And so that is probably what's resulting in this heavy loss side right now. Most likely the market will be waiting to see what the result is with Ethereum, how the operation is affected, what's the actual functionality result of the merge. And different than mostly advertised, the Ethereum merge was just one step in many steps that are years to come for a full complete upgrade on Ethereum. If you take a look at Crypto Slam, couldn't be more telling. All of these layer 2s seeing some heightened activity on NFTs, on Ethereum. Really interesting to know. And it really shouldn't come as much of a surprise to you that a lot of miners are whales and a lot of whales are miners. And so if you take a look at ultrasound.money, so the day of the merge, peak of the hype, ETH was deflationary for about a day. And then it quickly turned inflationary once again and weighing now very, very heavily on the inflationary side. So what's going on with Ethereum? Maybe you could say this is an acting out on the miner side against Ethereum, but this won't last. And the crypto market is full of opportunity right now. And this is just one of those where there's one leaving, two will take its place. Just like Bitcoin, a huge amount of early equity in the crypto market. It'll just continue to grow. It's a powerhouse. NFTs on Ethereum are insane. Massive credit to Solana. We're a strong number 2 to Ethereum, but Ethereum is just such a distant number 1. Yeah. So on NFT side, it just goes to show you also, though, it highlights the opportunity that is still in this market. And if you know anything about NFTs, they're max proving of a blockchain's capabilities. And it's one of the very few service products that exist right now in the crypto market that is ready and happening currently at the moment. And NFTs are much bigger than just art as well. Although art, arguably, it stands the test of time. And despite all currencies losing value over time, the one thing that has maintained and actually arguably gained value over massive amounts of time is art. So aside from the NFT aspect, because it is somewhat saturated with questionable quality, and a lot of the quality has to do with the creators. Overall, good art, when you find it, extremely resilient in maintaining, holding, and gaining value. Good thing to know about Bitcoin. Despite all the heavy downside on our metrics, what's really important to know, again, is the DXY. So you're hearing a lot of talk lately about the DXY. You might see some charts on social media, Twitter, things like that, about the DXY following Bitcoin. Contrary, it's Bitcoin following the DXY right now. Crypto is a very volatile asset, and you're going to have a lot of traders from stock. And that's predominantly what's happening right now, is that those habits are carrying over into crypto, which is excellent. It's fine. These are more just growing pains in a growing market, and it has the likelihood to replace some major markets, especially in finance, and become a new standard in the way we operate in the world. And it has the ability to not just be global or international, it has the ability to be galactic. So that being said, right now though, immediate, more or less short term, DXY making huge metric moves up to the upside. We did see some negative percentages down on DXY overall today. However, more or less having a really nice turn. And so one thing to note, habits will take traders out of an asset and put cash into cash when it's going up, and take cash out when it's going down and put it into that asset. Solana, if you follow me on Twitter there, I posted out on a short-term, somewhat mid-term look on the Elliott side, just a view of the Elliott moves that Solana's making and where we might be on behavior. So if we're closing out C here on another corrective side move and a short-term corrective side, then we're likely making a new behavior move, and it's creating a new model for us within these next 2 days. So about a day left. We need to note that we have to watch out for this $29 level. I think we're not even going to get close to it. We shot straight off that area, and now building into this pressure, weighing heavy on the downside here. Shiba, we all know the user stats on this. Shiba continues to get adopted. We even have countries looking at Shiba more. They have the Europe Incentive Console. Right now, not going to be much, but if Shiba carries on for a handful of more years, 5-7 years, maybe we won't even have to wait that long. But when transactions pick up and bull runs pick up, it'll really intensify. If you like the short-term spreads here, I do, and you see a pretty heavy win percentage growing on profitability for Shiba. So volume on Shiba is growing, and this could be leading up to some of the anticipation on the Shibaverse and Shibarium. Fantom, we saw some price action on Fantom. Good move to the upside as well. Seeing on the immediate term, pretty even split, but for the downside, frequency is still kind of weighing heavy on the upside. However, it's probably more likely that individual investors are kind of maxed out against some lower frequency, bigger wallets. Algorand, I like this trade and I like this investment as well. Spoken well about by Charles Hoskinson from Cardano and Vitalik himself also. So one last look at the DXY. Yep. 61%, pretty heavy on the upside there. And more or less matching our wins on the profitability for trades. So metrics reading out pretty positively for DXY right now on the upside, which means likelihood of downside for BTC is growing. All right. So Bitcoin. All this talk about whale manipulation, is it really whale manipulation, or is it just strategy on the part of the likes of miners, institutions? I think there's less conspiracy that needs to be applied to it, right? And so we know that Bitcoin's going to be something. It's going to not just a good trade, not just a stock asset that's going to grow in value. It's going to be an infrastructure. It's going to be a utility that's going to quite possibly be bound to replace current markets. Knowing that, major financial players are trying to sweep up as much BTC as they possibly can. And does that correlate to downside on price right now? Here we have it, Bitcoin halving, encroaching, closing in. We're going to see some max FOMO in 2023. From here, we'll likely have to wait. We're going to see a lot more flatlining, maybe more downside. But that's a good thing. It's more opportunity. If you've made it this far, more downside. We got to do what we can to hang in there, keep averaging in. We're going to start to see a slow ramp up, but exponentially, it's going to start to get crazy. It's going to be rocket fire. This halving with so much more eyes on crypto arguably a way heavier crypto base right now, several to 10 years deep into crypto being familiarized with the world on a global scale. What I want to note is price, profitability on mining, and hash rate. So hash rate's the amount of energy, if you want to put it simply, that's being put into mining Bitcoin. Energy, time, labor continues to go into mining Bitcoin. And what do we know about the traditional market? These major financial players continue to invest in the things that they can on Bitcoin, particularly mining infrastructure, mining companies. It's becoming a game, right, to stock up as much BTC as possible, getting good prices on Bitcoin at the same time. Simultaneously, block times are continuing to tighten, continuing to squeeze. This range is getting smaller and tighter, despite hash rate, despite economic issues with energy, power, prices. Hash rate continues to go up steadily. increasing, and I don't think that this has to do with a loss of range as far as competition or amount of miners. No, this is consolidation of mining, more funding being put into particular groups, achieving at a higher levels of success, mining Bitcoin at faster and faster rates. I believe that by mid 2023, we'll see the halving date get bumped up to as much as February. I don't think that's super far-fetched with the level of funding and investment that's going into Bitcoin mining infrastructure. Right now, a lot of miners too, the good thing to note, a lot of miners are being displaced, right? We saw the situation with China, some US states having somewhat ambiguous laws. So now there's already talk about higher efficiency on Ethereum, and it's already having a result on impact on energy usage. While versus we've seen the Bitcoin hash rate continuing to go up, energy consumption, time, money being put into mining Bitcoin. On the inverse side, with Ethereum becoming more eco-friendly, what's the underlying argument there, right? Ethereum is going to take some of that institutional equity, or at least it's competing for it from or with Bitcoin. You know, most crypto mining, they're becoming more like farms. That should tell you that there's a lot of money being put into crypto mining. It's being taken seriously. While Ethereum is moving out of the proof of work and into proof of stake, you know, where proof of work with Bitcoin, it's solving blocks and getting rewards for it. As where Ethereum is becoming more mass farming, mass mining friendly. That is definitely going to weigh heavy on the institutional upside, with warehouses already having land designated for it, already having money in place, funding in place, real world products rather than the intellectual property already at hand. As where Bitcoin would arguably have the intellectual property and the early equity versus Ethereum. So you can already start to see a flip side to Ethereum's investor audience. What this would incentivize, from my point of view, is the potential for institutional involvement and the more centralized aspect of Ethereum being taken on. Would that be relating to the exit of liquidity out of Ethereum? So VeChain partnering with UCO Network. Cool thing about UCO Network, it comes at a pretty excellent timing as far as marketing goes. UCO Network is involved with auditing, quality control on supply chain involving biofuel. With all the energy talk going on, this news couldn't be better timed. However, with VeChain, if you're holding and buying VeChain, it's probably not going to affect the price. We've seen a lot of exceptional partnerships with VeChain. Although, unfortunately, I think a lot of the VeChain partnerships are more like, check out our chain, check out crypto, use our chain to get friendly or familiar with crypto. And then that's a partnership. I don't think that UCO is going to invest in VeChain. It's not going to use it or adopt it into its daily activity. Although I think Salesforce did some testing with VeChain. We did see some actual price action on VeChain around that time. More or less, though, good to see VeChain's team being active on the PR. Still working in these times. As far as actual feasibility for VeChain, though, I do want to really see more work, more development on the NFT side for VeChain. Really like to see them flesh out the NFT ecosystem. I thought that VPunks had a really good opportunity on the VPunk token, DeFi-wise with NFTs. Fantom saw some recent price action there. I think that has a lot to do with quite possibly some of the new DeFi protocols. We did see a Web 2 development. The CRO of Fantom, Bernard Schultz, professor, not sure if out of where, but he'll be talking on Newsmax. Newsmax, some range, picked up by Comcast and Dish, Cox Media and things like that, which is Fox, I believe. They got some notable anchors on there, John Bachman, Bob Sellers. So Fantom got 2 spots with Bernard Schultz, going to be talking about Fantom on here. I don't know if that's really relating to the recent price action with Fantom, but again, good to see marketing still being active on these chains in these downtimes. I do, though, think that the price action is more related with the uptick on the GameFi. The gaming ecosystem, DeFi continuing to grow on Fantom. Fantom predominantly used for DeFi. Arguably a super strong competitor with the larger chains. It's not going to really take much, although Fantom is weighing heavy on the inflationary side. But one interesting thing to note, though, is that on the Fantom chart, and you can see some splits where price candles are jumping up. You see here, there's no wick here, right? It's just a clean split. No wick here, clean split, maybe a little bit here. And this is just very recent. So not sure if it's a KuCoin glitch or there's something going on with the DeFi network. Fantom has been known to be sent to a burn wallet, but I'm checking the chain on Fantom. The last time it was sent was more than a few hundred days. But Fantom, though, plenty upside. Plenty upside. When we get into a bull, Fantom has a lot of upside for that. Still like to see the supply come down, though, 1.9 billion. Veracity, one of my favorite gaming coins, although it doesn't really directly have anything to do with gaming as much as it's more like a platform for gaming, and their focus is on the proof of viewership, their POV patent. I think that'll come in really, really heavy when more advertising enters the market in a couple of years, maybe a year and a half. And so around the time or following the halving, when price is at its highest, you'll start to see advertising really pick up, and esports really pick up too. So Veracity is going to be really important for esports. So recently, though, Veracity partnered with a username-based crypto wallet, and you'll be able to trade now, swap VRA for Life token inside the wallet. And Life is partnered officially with Shopping.io. So eventually you'll be able to use Life token on the Shopping.io platform. If you're not familiar with Shopping.io, it's a Web2 roadmap type company that is building on Web3, a marketplace, very much like Amazon, and StoreX as well on Proton chain. However, with VRA though and Life token, you can use @ addresses to send and receive crypto. So rather than a .name, .sol, .eth name, you can use an @ sign. So @sol days alpha, I can send Bitcoin to, @Disney or something. So it has a inside the wallet chat system. Inside the wallet ledger, you can store names, contacts, and things like that with @ signs. It's already whitelisted on the test flight for iOS. Really sneakily, really good partnership for VRA. August 30th, on this show, we mentioned that from the Clockworks partnership and other things that would directly affect the amount of information that we see on SoulScan, connectivity, dApps, and things like that with wallets from the InfoSec side with Fireblocks. We'd see more efficiency and more enticing environment for validators. So we did see a validator count from about 1900, 1913, 1927 jump up to 2014 in just inside a few weeks. So huge, good, very good for Solana. Bitcoin halving. That's where 2012, 2016, 2020 halvings. We have the next one coming up in 2024. We're going to see a spike in price. I think we're going to see some absolute rocket fire in 2023. Although from here, we'd have to wait a few months. Gonna see some more stagnation, most likely. Volume going to be hard fought for. Hopefully not. But this is a market full of opportunity right now. Don't be worried. When you take a look at this price versus hash rate versus profitability. Profitability price keeps going down. But this split, this deviation, just cannot last too much longer. When you see where and when this deviation does occur on price versus hash rate, so if this was 2023-ish, we do see the profitability continuing to go down. However, the hash rate's on the underside of it. Right now, hash rate's way over profitability, but this deviation is not going to last, right? There's going to have to be some kind of realization in the market. And so you see that crossover here on hash versus price. Profitability being pretty much the same as price action. So if this is 2020 back here, see this split deviation. So hash rate above the price, continuing to move. But this is more or less moving sideways. And leading up into the halving of 2020, you see that hard ramp up. Starts out a little bit slow, but it's immediate reaction and overall ascending this mountaintop here. So right now, this deviation is far more extreme than what was experienced in 2019. And so if hash rates way down here with very little adoption, people were still mining Bitcoin off their laptops, price going like that, coming down, see the spread, market realization, leading into the halving, right? See price coming down in 2023, if this is 23 in 2019, the year leading up to the halving event. So this is likely where we're at right now. And so we can expect to see more juicy prices, maybe some short-term upside if this is anything indicating that based on history. However, more or less, yeah, we're going to have to wait a handful of months still. But it's going to be, from there, a steady ramp up. So opportunities abound. We might even get some more earlier action than what we realized with all the eyes on crypto. Good, excellent things ahead for crypto and everybody in it right now. All right. Let me know what you guys think. Got any comments? I'd like to see more development news. I see some even Apex Crypto, and even CoinDesk and Cointelegraph basically posting charts now on their news. So NFTs, we're experiencing some all-time lows for NFTs. But more or less volume on particular collections is still there. Things like, I guess, NFT platforms, new NFT platforms, it's more or less, I guess, a mini meta right now, right? The Chain Breakers and Flamboyant Panthers now. This Wade Friends and Family made a huge, huge pump, up to like 60 plus, I think, for a bit, a couple of days at least. Not really pulling back very much right now. It's still 56. ABC starting to come back up again. Saw as low as 40 sold floor. More tools, a lot of tool plays really recently, utility plays. No, I like to use the Dream Tool app. I think it's excellent. Price is just like 0.06 or something right now. It's ridiculous. But that dev team continues to build. So either I'm missing something about what's going on with this project, or it's just grossly underlooked right now. But yeah, excellent platform, Dream Tools app. Get instant access to brand new projects on charts. They recently updated the user face and the homepage. So got a different way of looking at trending collections on live sales action. You can do watch lists, things like that. Direct links, wallet trackers from collections, holders. Usually links to the project, project socials, and maybe even the ME page if it's available from here. So you catch on Crack, the website, Twitter, and ME Marketplace. Yeah. So then I think back up to 3 plus. Starting to see some sub DAOs pop up. Oh, I think we're down. Yeah. Got undercut under 3. But some sub DAOs popping up for SODEDs more frequently lately. Got Just Die on Twitter. Cowboys partnering with RPC node. These nodes. Going to be able to use Bot Sniper. So these utility plays really guiding the market too right now, along with the platform plays. I like these Doomsday Mummies. I sold out of it, but I like what they're doing. I think in a better market, this will be an excellent utility. So it's it's a marketplace or a advertising place or bulletin board type platform for advertising yourself as labor. So if you're doing alpha, things like that, they have different categories. A developer, you can advertise your services on this platform. So it's like a job bulletin board. Maybe quite possibly something like the Craigslist of Solana NFTs. But yeah. So I like this project. Likely get back in. Although you know how that goes on this show. When I want to get back in, it pumps. But no, I think there's a market for this eventually, especially when volume picks up. And I think it'll be much more long lasting than a lot of these platform plays. Something like ETH too. Yeah, so 0.8 now. Steady climb. Steady climb for ETH. Another bulletin board, but for projects. So projects to advertise and connect with services and other DAOs, things like that. Even small projects can get on the platform. Yeah, another day in crypto. Again, if you're new to the show, please like, subscribe, follow me on Twitter. Do a lot of trading calls on there, really short term usually. So yeah, I'm still finding out what's interesting to you guys out there. So I'll likely be changing up until I find like a good landing place. What kind of information I'm sharing with you guys, as far as short-term trades on my Twitter or long-term trades. I'll determine that. I think I like sharing probabilities of upside and downside. I think keep it short on that, and it won't lag too much as far as if you want to use it as alpha. But yeah, there you go. And stay strong out there. Let's check this DXY. Let's keep a tab on that. Kind of lame that the market is being held hostage, basically, by macro news. People trying to stick their fingers in the financial goings-ons. But that could be why people say sell in May and walk away, right? I don't know. What do you guys think? So please leave some comments, suggestions. If you want me to take a look at certain projects, NFT projects or coins, let me know. Feel free to email me. Anyway, that being said, trade safe, have fun. Thank you.